Well, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanne and I'm a law student in Australia. Yes, I'm a law student. And yes, I titled this, If I Was Katie Joy's Lawyers, or How I Wish I Was Katie Joy's Lawyers, because at the moment, all I can see is money, money, money. Because yesterday we went through and we looked at all the court documents and looked at the fact that she's been compelled to show everything to do with the documentary. She advertised the documentary. I woke up this morning and to an array of unbelievable things. I was absolutely shocked. She has done a video on why she's being sued. I thought she was sued because she accused Robert Shinger and 7M of some very atrocious crimes without fact or proof. But I've downloaded the video because I don't want to give a review. But anyway, we've got this here. It says, the first photo of the new docu-series has been, oh, that's what it shows. Oh, it looks impressive now. Sorry, my mouse is not working. The new docu-series, Melanie Kelly and Dean Wilking will share their experience trying to help Miranda leave an alleged cult and the heartbreak it's caused their family. The bravery of this family is unmatched. Their honesty, transparency is a testament that they truly have Miranda's best interests at heart. All they want is to have Miranda free of the chains that have bound her since she joined Shekinah Cult. You will hear from them and so many others on May 29th, 2024 on Netflix. It says, are they out of the cult now? They seem to be spending more time with their family, which they never did before. I saw they were in their own house too. She's not out, not by a long shot. So, and then everyone's feeding into that. Jessie Bear, looking forward to watching this. So that was 6 hours ago that was done. So yes, so I'm a bit shocked actually by it all, by the audacity, I guess, that I sort of would say. Coming clean about why I got sued. New Netflix series will reveal all. She's finally coming clean. I haven't seen it. We're going to watch it together because I'm interested. Very, very interested to see what she's coming clean about, to be honest. Is she going to finally admit that she was working with production? Is she going to admit that? Now, also, if you remember that 7M also filed had filed a document as an injunction to stop her from talking about them while the court case was on, and I did lose that. So they could possibly refile that. I'm expecting there could be something hitting the fan. But anyway, I thought I want to have a look at these. What I want to do first of all is I want to look at the comments before we actually get to the video. And we're not going to watch it on the channel because I downloaded it. I'm not giving a review. This is the video. I won't be silenced. Finally coming clean as to why I got sued. You don't need to see me, by the way. You just hear my voice. I finally come clean about why I got sued in April 2022 and share with you all of the truth about the new Netflix docu-series that will expose all of the lies. This doesn't explain it. She's making it sound like she's been sued because of the docu-series. We know that the docu-series came after all of this. Now, you'll also see that I posted a link, and that is all the legal documents that have been filed in the case to date. I haven't renamed them or anything. That's something that I will do. But if you are wanting to have a quick look for anything, I've put them all in the Google Drive there. So here, interestingly here, she's got videos, related videos, Robin Brown's rant, Cody, you're pathetic, shocking connection, viral TikTok dancers trapped inside a cult, controlling their every move. So she's got those in there. Now she's had 16,000 views since she posted this. And what is really in is that her views are down. So she's desperate. She's got the "What Does the Nanny Do" t-shirt. So she wrote this. Anyone defending this group publicly and accusing me or anyone else of harming these people will really look pretty bad after this series comes out. Trust me, this project was not done by me for profit. I have spent so much on the lawsuit and there is no profit for me in this project. This project was fulfilling a promise to Kelly Wilkin to help her get her daughter back. I always keep my promises. No one is saying, I'm not saying that Robert Shin or 7M or anybody is, I'm not defending them. What I am defending is the fact that there have been allegations made about the people and without the proof. You cannot accuse somebody of human trafficking, waterboarding, being a cult, sex trafficking. You can't accuse anyone of any of that with some substantial proof. That is what I am talking about. That's what I'm defending. Robert Shin could be a very horrible person. He could be. But I've not seen evidence to do that. Maybe this docuseries will show me that. But at the end of the day, I've not seen it. And I can only go by what is put before me. And everything that I have seen so far, and let's face it, I've not seen anything from Robert Shin publicly either. That's the other thing. Also, the clips of Miranda in the beginning were orchestrated and executed by her members in the group. She was not no contact by choice or because of family her toxic. Robert Shin effectively forces members to cut off their outside contacts, to die to themselves. Their lives are controlled from their phones, homes, finances, checking accounts. He has mentors that basically spy on them daily, according to court records. Miranda is rarely ever alone, ever allowed to travel alone. She's not allowed to see her family. She's now only allowed to see her family only due to Robert attempting to gaslight the public into believing that she's free. Katie. All right. So glad that they have you helping them. This is amazing, Katie. Absolutely amazing. We need more people like you. Twitch was not involved. I was wondering about his demise. Saw the picture with him and the cult dancers on Alan. We know he was suppressed. Did this push him over? Anyway, Katie, love your work because I always trust you. She says, I am close to the people involved in this series and know people personally that were friends with Twitch. I will refrain from discussing tying his death to this group. There was really no connection to Robert Shin and Twitch whatsoever. Well, I'd never heard of this group until today. No surprise they would call on you, Katie, to be part of the docu-series. So she's making everyone sound like she's a big, important part. You have so much integrity and are the best journalists I have come across. Thank you for exposing these people. I'm really sorry for going there. It's something I should have put in my brain into gear before typing. Thank you for replying. How exciting. You can't ever change your intro. When I'm sad, depressed, or lonely or anxious, I watch your videos and the sound of that intro just calms me so much. Right, my husband even knows the intro and sings it. He has no clue what Katie looks like, but he knows the song. No, I'd never heard. Colleen, hello, Colleen. No, you're right. I'd never heard of Robert Shin either. I had not heard of Robert. I did not know. And remember, Robert Shin is the CEO of 7M, right? It's like the CEO of Woolworths or the CEO of something else. But just because you're the CEO, you have people under you and around you. But anyway. Me too. I know. I do this. Do, then sing the last part. Does that make me crazy? Much love, Katie. I don't know who these people are. And she says, I love your comment. I would hope that you watch the video and you learn who they are and why this is important. I've never heard of them either since I don't watch. No, I hadn't heard of 7M either. You're correct. Thank you for bringing them to our attention. Super thank you for your diligent investigative journalism skills. That's so many that make that so many more people become aware of this in the Netflix special. I'm with you. I don't have TikTok. I never heard of them. However, for Katie to have put this much blood, sweat, and brain, stress, money, and more into it, it's going to be something I've been sleeping on. I watch tons of cult exposés on YouTube, but never got these people in my algorithm. I'm totally ready to dive in the darkness and learn what I've been missing. Oh, really? And Nikki's video? Oh, okay. I'm glad you're able to follow this story to depth. She says, thank you. If I had a special interest, it would be researching. If I had a special interest, it would be in researching and investigating cults. So this is sort of like Next VM, but not really. It's very, very different. Trust me. Just when it comes, watch when it comes out. Next VM is not religious. This group is religious. It's not self-help. So she's essentially got a great job, Katie. Like, oh, you've all come from watching Nikki, have you? Okay, cool. I have to admit, paying zero attention to these stories. It's breaking. Yes, it's that Miranda B. Slovak also involved. He's really well known and was 4th place on season 15 of So You Think You Can Dance. B. and Kevin Davis competed in World of Dance. Miranda was also on So You Can Think You Can Dance. Didn't make it very far. So, I have no idea who these people are. Well, I shared with you who they are, and if you enjoy content on cults, you'll find this very intriguing. So anyway, and then they're talking about Twitch again. All right, so we ready? So have you? And then someone's gave her a super thanks. Well, is Isaiah Shin connected to the past by relation? He's a dancer who often collabs with Miranda and appeared in photos you showed in this episode. Yes, Isaiah is the recruiter for Robert and his son. Yikes, hitting unsubscribe immediately. Sad, because they are very talented dancers. So again, she's telling people are now unsubscribing because people are unsubscribing because she's now told them that they're a cult. Again, I don't know. I don't know how much of it is true or what. I don't know. But what I do know is, sorry, I've just lost everything. What I do know, hello, Michelle. What I do know is that when you're in an active lawsuit for defamation, this is not what you should be. You should not be doing this. Now, if I was KJ's lawyers, I would be probably pulling my hair out at the moment. But on the other hand, all of this means more money, because I have no doubt there will be something filed from 7M. And if it's not, I would be filing something. But yes, so she's going to come clean as to why she's being sued. So let's have a look, because I haven't seen it. This is brand new to me. So let's have a look. I'll give her a review.
Me since January 18th, 2021. She has not actually called my phone to talk to me and to reach out to me. And so to think, like, as a mom, I don't know if she's safe. I don't know if she's okay. I want to just hug her. I just want to know that she's, but
It sounds like when she does that, when they're talking like that, it sounds like it sounds like they're talking about a child, not an adult. Remember, Miranda's an adult. And let's not forget that Katie's cut off from her family. She's cut herself off from her family. This could easily be her parents. This could easily be her parents. I have visions of Shin's email getting slammed with links to make him aware he's flapping. Graham Cracker. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Graham Cracker would be spitting the crackers at the moment. Oh, I would be. I'd be livid if I was her lawyer. I'd be livid. But then I'd also know that it's going to mean a nice payday, because you've got to try and fight this fire. Because if you just talking to her about it is money. Having a conversation with her is money. But it sounds like they're talking about a kid.
To talk to me and to reach out to me. So to think, like, as a mom, I don't know if she's safe. I don't know if she's okay. I want to just hug her. I just want to know that she's... But even if she were to tell me I'm fine, everything's fine, I know it's not fine. Yeah.
Again, this could be Katie's mom and dad. Just saying.
Because nobody goes from the person she was. Anybody that knows her knows the kind of person she was. And if you ever ask, what is the most important thing in life, she would say her family.
21st, it just keeps popping up.
So,
I know my mom has been stuck on January 21st, and a lot of you have been saying that I cut off all communication completely with my family. I just want to say that that is a complete lie. Has there been less communication? Yes, because we are going through a lot. But to say that I cut off complete communication is a lie. I have proof of phone calls. I have voice memos proving that we have talked.
Love you. We're excited to see you in person.
Okay. More details to come. Yeah, we're gonna.
So all she's showing is videos and clips. And remember, this is, and I hope this docu-series, hopefully, will show both sides, because you've got one side of the picture here. We've only got one side. She acts like once Netflix stock comes out, the lawsuit will go away, says Bob. I think that's what she's hoping. But remember, she hasn't pled a proper defense. She's only ever pled journalistic privilege, which there's arguments over whether she's a journalist. If she pled truth, then she'd have to prove to some form of reasonability that they're true.
Have a family meeting. Bye, guys.
Without letting me know. She said that I left her stranded with other brand deals that we did. I didn't get paid for the brand deals that we did when we were together. And honestly, that's the reason why I was just over working together as Wilking sisters, because if it's not going to be an equal partnership, I don't want to be your employee. I want to be your partner in this business. I was also logged out of our TikTok account completely. I had no access to it. So I'm thinking, if I have no access to our account, what more do we have to talk about? She asked if she could put out a statement on our Wilking Sisters page.
Hey everyone! So many of you have noticed that Miranda and I have not been in videos together lately, and I've been getting a lot of messages asking where she's.
Right, so all she's doing is showing video. So how is this related to Katie being sued, by the way?
That what's going on, all of that. So I'm here to let you know that Miranda has chosen to pursue some other opportunities at this time and just take a little break from the Wilking Sisters brand. I will still be here making videos. My goal is to always put a smile on your face. And you know, sometimes you just need a little change. And Miranda's still my best friend. I love her so much. I will always support her. And I just hope that I can have all of your support on this new journey.
That was a 2-minute, 25-minute intro of what? Oh, this laugh.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, April 25th, 2024. I have a quick update for you all. If you've checked my community tab, you know that I made an announcement yesterday about a new docu-series that's coming to Netflix. That was a production I was involved in, and I wanted to just give you a quick update about a situation that's been going on for more than 2 years.
So she's been involved with. So she, and that sister isn't as hello Mary, and that sister isn't as popular. Well, is that the issue, Mary? Is that again is this what is this? really what's behind it all. The fact that Miranda's left and the other Wilkins sister now has the popularity. So she needs to get her sister back to carry the fame. And the only way they can carry the fame is to emphasize that Shin's cut off everything with them. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm just throwing things out there at the moment. And again, we get into intention. And my other thing is that where she said she keeps her promise, that she made a promise to Miranda's family. Could that be deemed malice? One of the things I had to prove in the defamation is actual malice. Is that enough to actually prove actual malice? The fact that she's on board because she's got an agenda. Oh, well, let's have a listen to see what she says about this court case, because I'm not really holding my breath about things.
And how on May 29th, 2024, a lot of the questions that I have been getting for over 2 years, since February of 2022, will be answered in a docu-series by Netflix. So
what does she mean February 2022? She was sued in April 2022. She was given a cease and desist in April. She was sued in May.
So many of you remember that back in 2022, in the March and February timeframe, I had made a couple videos on this channel and did quite a bit of reporting over on my Instagram related to an alleged cult called 7M Films or Management Group and a church called Shekinah Church. The group involved a bunch of dancers that were fairly well known on TikTok, as well as professional dancers that had been on tour with performers like Janet Jackson, Gwen Stefani, Beyonce. These were people that were well known in the dance industry and had really good credits. And these were also individuals that are on So You Think You Can Dance, World of Dance, and Ellen of Ellen DeGeneres would feature these dancers, some of them, on her show, the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and they were friends with her. So over several months of my reporting, there was a lot that came out. The reporting started because a family, Kelly and Dean Wilkins and Melanie Wilkins, came forward in an Instagram video and let their public know that they were concerned about their daughter, Miranda.
Somebody asked, how did she get involved in this?
Has she just admitted to being the first one to do it, and everyone else has reported based on her? Have a listen.
Dancers that had been on tour with performers like Janet Jackson, Gwen Stefani, Beyonce. These were people that were well known in the dance industry and had really good credits. And these were also individuals that are on So You Think You Can Dance, World of Dance, and Ellen of Ellen DeGeneres would feature these dancers, some of them, on her show, the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and they were friends with her. So over several months of my reporting, there was a lot that came out.
Over several months of my reporting. Ka-ching!
The Ellen DeGeneres Show, and they were friends with her. So over several months of my reporting, there was a lot that came out.
Over several months of my reporting, there was a lot that came out. Oh, Katie.
Reporting started because a family, Kelly and Dean Wilkins and Melanie Wilkins, came forward in an Instagram video and let their public know that they were concerned about their daughter, Miranda.
Someone asked, how did she get involved in this group? And it was, again, something. But there was also dancers, and there's also finding out you have to be invited. And this is a religious organization that's gated. I personally have been, even on this trip here, I've been to the front of that. I press the button. I see the cars in the parking lot. It's gated. And I say, to the ring, my daughter's in there. Can you please send Miranda? I'd like to talk to her. I'd like to see my daughter. And nothing. I press it like 4 times. I sit there for a while. Nothing. It's behind a gate.
Oh, so sorry.
Hello, country girl Brenda. Thank you. You've just subscribed. Thank you for watching my channel and subscribing. So she has now just put a time frame on this. So she's saying she saw this video on Instagram. She's reported, and now everything's come out. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am.
James is her husband,
Yeah.
B-Dash. James.
Right.
His real name is James, so if we say James, that's who we mean. But yeah, and thank you, Ricky, for saying that all the dancers that she dances with primarily with, we do see that they have danced with others, but the primary group are all victims of this religious organization.
And someone asked about what's the name of the company, the management company they're with, you can kind of see it on their socials.
Yeah,
You
and
can
all
see
the
it
bios.
on the bios, they're all the same.
All the same.
All the same.
Is she in danger? Somebody says. I don't know.
That Instagram Live was done at the end of February of 2022. In that video is Dean Wilkin, Melanie Wilkin, who's in the center, and Kelly Wilkin. Dean and Kelly are the parents. Melanie is Miranda's younger sister. And they were discussing how Miranda had gotten involved with this religious organization, who's also a management group, and that they had been cut off from communication. They were not being able to access her, that she had changed quite dramatically.
And don't forget, she also got married. Your life changes when you get married. I mean, you have different responsibilities. Again, I'm not defending this. I'm just chucking out a different perspective. Remember, this is their perspective. This is their side. There's always two sides. This family controlled Miranda. Good on her for getting out of tops. So Skinny from the side. Hello, Skinny from the side. As I said, I sort of am getting the impression that Miranda was the cash cow. And anyway.
That they were worried about her, that she had gotten married without telling anyone, that, she missed her grandfather's funeral. There was a lot in there. And Melanie even discussed how she had initially gotten involved and was invited to this group. And
one of the things, again, she actually had to, that we saw in the documents, was that 7M asked for the information that stated that it was Robert Shin that forced Miranda to miss the family funeral. Because remember, she made all these allegations that Shin stopped her from attending the funeral. 7M said, well, you need to tell us how you've got that, where that information's come from. Has it come from the family, the Wilkin family, or is there some other proof? Because remember, it all comes back to your source.
She missed a single event on I don't know if it was a Sunday or a church service, and she couldn't attend. She was basically told she couldn't come anymore because she had to be at every service. She missed a single event they were worried about her, that she had gotten married without telling anyone, that, she missed her grandfather's funeral. There was a lot in there. And Melanie even discussed how she had initially gotten involved and was invited to this group. And when she missed a single event on I don't know if it was a Sunday or a church service, and she couldn't attend, she was basically told she couldn't come anymore because she had to be at every service. And she said that she felt like there was something off. When Melanie removed herself from the group, she tried to remove her sister with her and say, come on, let's go, this isn't right. And Miranda stayed with her boyfriend, who was James B. who was on World of Dance with his dance partner, Kevin Davis, who goes by Concrete. Concrete is a established and pretty well-known krump dancer, and he also was recently, just this last year, on tour with Beyonce. So there was a group that was all involved in this, and they were all saying that they were trapped in a cult with this pastor and a group of people that were controlling.
And interesting, again, the word cult is thrown around so much. We talk about the fact that KJ runs her own cult because they're fans. They're not allowed to critically think. They're not allowed to criticize her. They're not allowed to question her. She deletes anything that doesn't match her agenda. Have you noticed that the only posts on there are all the ones that are praising her and telling her how wonderful she is? Whereas all the ones that are saying, well, hang on a minute, should you really be talking about this? They get deleted.
Everything that they did. Those were the allegations. So we started investigating it. I did, along with other people, and the story began going viral, and a lot started to come out. And the man at the helm, or in charge of all of it, was a pastor, former doctor named Robert Shin, and a group of associates underneath him that appeared to be, as the Wilkin said, controlling the lives of the dancers. And as I was reporting it, a lot of you started asking me questions about what was going on. We uncovered a lot of information. We learned about, a previous group of people that had sued him. We learned about different allegations.
Now, she thinks she's very smart also by putting all of these stories in there, because she's trying to say that everybody else was reporting it, but you're only picking on me. But she said that she started investigating and things started to come out. Well, that's right. Some people don't see their kids. They have been a mother with adult children living in different states. Don't see them as much. They work and have their own lives. In life, children grow up. As parents, we have to let them grow. Yeah. My daughter lives in the same city as me. I very rarely see her. She's 24. She's a very busy young lady with work. She's got a boyfriend. They live together. Got a house. It's what happens when they grow up.
That related to alleged SA fraud. He was sued in California for brainwashing.
And now if you look at the dates of these articles, these are all after the dates that she said that she started investigating, by the way.
Theft, not theft, but a woman said that she had been coerced into giving him $4 million. That lawsuit was eventually
again March 19. So she said she started uncovering stuff.
Like dismissed, and she did not win due to a variety of issues, statute of limitations, unclean hands, and freedom of speech. So he was using that he had freedom of religion and that he hadn't coerced anyone. So he denied that.
Again, March 22. These are all the times. Another question that 7M has asked for was any communication with any outlets, which she's compelled to hand over. And so they want to find out, what they want to know is whether these outlets were reporting on their own or whether they got their information from her.
He had brainwashed this woman into giving all this money. Her lawsuit contained all of these allegations of, alleged forced marriages, people controlling bank accounts, tons. And it sounded very similar to what Melanie and Kelly and Dean had been saying in this Instagram Live. As I was getting on this, I established a relationship with the Wilkins and Melanie, and we would promote information, put out it as we found it, put out info as we discovered about Robert's background, about the church's background, and it became something where dancers, producers, choreographers in the industry all started talking about this issue. And by mid-March, I was approached by a production company, WV Entertainment, which is Wilmer Valderrama.
There we go. So from mid-March. She's essentially giving the timeline, actually.
Entertainment, it's his production company. And I was approached by the executive producer of the non-scripted, Jessica Acevedo, and a choreographer that's well known in the industry, Tim Milgram. And Tim and Jessica asked me to be involved in this docu-series. They really wanted to elevate the story and bring it to a larger audience to help the Wilkins gain access to Miranda, but also other family members that were impacted by this situation. Within a month, literally a month and a half of my reporting, Robert filed a lawsuit against me. So a lot of people will ask me, why were you sued? What's this lawsuit about? Well, Robert Shin and Miranda and James, they filed a lawsuit against me in the state of Minnesota, which is still pending, and they alleged that I was defaming them and trying to ruin their careers, and that my reporting was all lies and defamation, and I was slandering them, and that I wasn't sourcing any information. And really, the crux of it was, in my experience, based on what I've gone through in this lawsuit since 2022, is that they were really after where I was at with the production company. So who was I working with? What network was it going to be on? Who was involved? What was my contact with the Wilkins? What kind of relationship did I have with them? What kind of information was I getting from them?
That's I think she's missed the point.
It was, we want to see your contract. We want to know if you're working with Netflix. We want to know who it is. And
well, they do want to know that, and the judge has compelled her to do it.
Publicly, I couldn't say anything. One, I couldn't say what production company I was working with. Two, I couldn't say the network that we were working with. And three, I could not disclose the details of this production publicly until it was announced by Netflix, which it was announced yesterday. So this is coming to Netflix on May 29th, 2024. I have been working on this series since the inception of this. I've been there the whole time. My role in the series is mixed. You'll see a little bit of me on camera, and but the bulk of my work was actually behind the scenes. And I did a lot of the work for the archives of records. So that's what I've been doing off camera. When you guys don't see me here, or off audio, I guess, has been this behind the scenes project that I can now tell you I'm involved in. This is something I was 100% involved in. You will see my names in the credits, and it will be coming to you on May 29th, 2024. This lawsuit with Robert that he filed against me, he also filed it against former other bloggers and 2 former members in California. And then a group of dancers that left him after reporting went viral are suing him now. And so he's getting sued for human trafficking, fraud, unjust enrichment, sexual battery, gender violence, human trafficking, aiding and abetting human trafficking. There's a lot.
Again, they're very hard. How do you prove that? How do you prove human trafficking when they've all...
And again, all allegations. And that lawsuit in California is still pending. And there are the story. I can't tell you anything about what you're going to see, but just know that it took a lot of care and it took a lot of work. And the producers on this series were so kind, so compassionate, really worked with the victims and the ex-members to help them.
It's done. How can she... Well, that's right. It's... Well, that's right. Whose records? And yeah, that's right. Why has he not been arrested? This is my issue. Here is my issue. If as she's saying, there is all this proof that he has done all of these criminal things, why hasn't he been arrested? Why hasn't the feds got this information?
Feel comfortable telling their stories. What you're going to see is people being extremely vulnerable, and they're going to be sharing trauma that has never been revealed before. And what I have reported publicly hasn't really, it's scratched the surface, but you're going to get more in this in terms of like hearing directly from people. And those individuals that did come forward are so brave, so courageous for doing this. And I do hope that.
Hasn't some of those been settled though?
As a part of this, their voices are heard, and that any justice that they seek can be found.
I mean, we could say that ex-KJ stands were brainwashed too.
I hope that this will help and bridge relationships. Perhaps people will finally get out and leave and reunite with their families. Perhaps there could be some sort of criminal investigation. I don't really know, but the hope is that by telling their stories, there will be action that can.
The difference is at a civil standard, it's only balance of probability. At a criminal standard, it's beyond reasonable doubt. I can see why you could probably get some of those claims at a civil standard, but again, there is stuff that we're not privy to in the archives, but it is quite possible that there is stuff on file. But the problem is that she was compelled in the last judgment from the judge. She was compelled to hand over all the stuff that she had been working on to the. So how do you think? How do you explain it when you go to court the next day and they go, well, Your Honor, my client didn't hand over that stuff because she was waiting for the production to be announced, and she had to wait for the production to be announced before she could reveal everything. How do you think that's going to go down to a judge who said you are expected to do this? Because she was saying the reason why she couldn't do it was because she had to wait for it to be announced by Netflix. The irony is Amber already had a lot of the stuff. She had an outline of what was going to be in the documentary already that she had got from somewhere.
Happen. And I would not have been able to do this project without Wilmer Valderrama's production company and his executive producer, Jessica, who was so dedicated and completely compassionate and empathetic and worked diligently.
Is she just doing her Oscar speech now, is she? Have a listen.
There will be action that can happen. And I would not have been able to do this project without Wilmer Valderrama's production company and his executive producer, Jessica, who was so dedicated.
There's a protective order, Bo. It would have been kept private. In fact, the only people that would have seen it would have been the judge and the lawyers and the court staff. It would have been protected under protective order. Robert Shin wouldn't needed to know anything about it. This is my point. It was covered by a protective order. Have a listen to this again. Sounds like she's taking credit for it.
As a part of this, their voices are heard, and that any justice that they seek can be found. I hope that this will help and bridge relationships. Perhaps people will finally get out and leave and reunite with their families. Perhaps there could be some sort of criminal investigation. I don't really know, but the hope is that by telling their stories, there will be action that can happen. And I would not have been able to do this project without Wilmer Valderrama's production company and his executive producer.
I would not have been able to do this without the production company and his. Have a listen to it.
By telling their stories, there will be action that can happen. And I would not have been able to do this project without Wilmer Valderrama's production company and his executive producer, Jessica, who was so dedicated and completely compassionate and empathetic and worked diligently to make this happen. So, and then the director is Derek Doreen. He has done other work. And then the other production company is Dirty Robber, who has previously made films and series for Netflix. And the entire group was tremendous and so compassionate. And I think you're going to enjoy it. And I hope that it opens your eyes to what is out there and the potential predators that are there in this industry looking to prey on people. My lawsuit is ongoing, and I expect that once this is released, it's going to certainly change things. I don't know if additional legal action will take place. I don't know if this pastor is going to sue Netflix. I don't know if they're going to sue the director, the executive producer, if they're going to sue Wilmer's production company, but he has been fairly litigious in this, and I would anticipate that could happen. I don't anticipate that my lawsuit will go very far after this comes out, and that's why I've been pretty confident that and haven't been worried about the lawsuit. And there's been a lot of very negative videos and negative people about me and this lawsuit and how I'm harming this group, and it couldn't be further from the truth. And I hope you all will have an opportunity to watch this on Netflix and see in your own eyes and hear from the people in their own words what they've experienced, because it's truly heartbreaking, and none of this should be happening, in my opinion.
Hi, Joe. I'm going to break it, Taste, so we'll watch again tonight. Well, that's what from what I'm getting, I would say no. I've heard that she denies it. Somebody did call her out on that. She says no. She says no, there's nothing to that. But hey, yeah, I don't know why.
Opinion in 2024. And if you're wondering, Miranda is still very much a part of the group. And even though she is seen in photographs and in videos with her family now, she still does not have full control of her life. She still is not out of the group. She's still dedicated to the group. And the family has a relatively superficial relationship with her at this time. But there's always hope that she will eventually find her way out into a new life. So I'm super proud of the work that this group has accomplished. I'm super proud of the victims and the former members that are going to be a part of this. And I'm proud to have played a role in my work as a consultant for the series. So that's what I have for now. I really hope you take a moment to watch this when it comes out, and we'll continue to do updates on the story in the coming weeks. Thank you all for watching. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click on the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, guys.
I would be surprised, because she's actually admitted in this video, she actually admitted that it was her reporting that sort of broke this. So, which is what 7M was trying to work out. How did everybody else get the story? Did it come from her? She says no, and I think Without Balls actually has that footage. I love Without Balls and I'm a Girl, because they just find all the stuff. Again, she hasn't been arrested, and then it's allegations. So why are victims filming a documentary and not going to police? Again, plan to create. I don't know why. This is where my little suspiciousness comes out of it, because there's money to be made. I'm pretty sure Wilma Van Der is a Scientologist or intertwined closely. He's good friends with Danny Matheson and Ashton Kutcher. And she goes, please let me clear this up. He is not a Scientologist. Wilma did not write a letter supporting Danny Matheson. He's not in any cults. He has not spoken publicly about Danny, and I will not speak for him. Wilma has been in the industry for more than 25 years. He has no history of violence or cult involvement. He currently starts on. Does she mean stars in? NCIS. So that's what she's saying. Now, I also so she's she can say she doesn't think it's going to go any further. He just dates, well, that's right, he just dates underage girls. Oh yeah, nothing to see here, right? Oh. So my thing is, I would suspect, well, I don't know what happens if she hasn't done the motion to compel. I would not be surprised if there's not something to the court about these videos that she's still reporting. We did so, and I think I said it earlier in the video. We went through yesterday all the documents, and we saw that they wanted an injunction to stop her from talking on them, which was denied because the judge didn't believe that she would be that stupid. So it is possible they could file another injunction. Oh, you got to go back to class? All right, see you plan to create. Have fun. I got the day off today. But in trial, there was evidence of him being present with Matheson, and he was accused of the crimes. He was really? Was she? Very interesting, isn't it? So let's just say this is all true, and doesn't that make her very hypocritical for all the stuff that she's talked about Josh and all the stuff that she's done about everybody else and the Browns and everybody else? Wouldn't that make her hypocritical? My issue is, one of the big things was that they need to show actual malice. And if she was a consultant on a show and she was like working for the Wilkins family because she made a promise to them that she would get their daughter back, help them get their daughter back, is that enough to show that there's maliciousness behind it? By discrediting Shin and 7M, that would help them get their daughter back. And or reckless disregard of the truth. That would be another one. So which is malice? So this is the Cornell Law School definition here. Because we don't use Wikipedia for stuff on this channel. We use sources here. So this is Cornell Law School. This is their web. So this is actually, I can access this through my university. Defamation is a statement that injures a third party's reputation. The tort of defamation includes both libel, written statements, and slander. State common laws and statutory law governs defamation actions in each state. Defamatory is a tricky area of law, as the lines between stating an opinion versus a fact can be vague, and defamation tests the limits of the First Amendment and freedom of speech and press. To prove a prima facie defamation, the plaintiff must show four things: a false statement purporting to be fact, the publication or communication of a statement to a third person, fault amounting to the least negligence, and damages or some harm caused to the reputation or the subject. Okay. Didn't she tell the court that's what I was looking for yesterday. Well, I was looking for that and I couldn't find that exact thing, but in all of her denials, when she denied it, she said it was privileged information, and the judge came back and said, well, no, it's actually relevant. So in the Sullivan case, there was a case called the Sullivan Court case, stated that actual malice means the defendant said the defamatory statement with knowledge it was false or with reckless disregard of whether it was false or not. The Sullivan Court also held that when the standard is actual malice, the plaintiff must prove actual malice by clear and convincing evidence rather than the usual burden of proof in the civil case, which is preponderance of the evidence stated. So must show the convincing clarity which the constitutional standards demand. So I think it's more of reckless disregard, because she is saying that she said in that video that she reported it to get traction on it. How are you going to get traction on it if you do reckless disregard? If you don't let the truth stay in the way of a good story. All right. So and the thing is, she's never pled a defense. She hasn't said truth defense. With truth defense, you actually have to prove that part of it is true. Absolute privilege is a complete defense to defamation claim, includes statements made by witnesses during a judicial proceeding. Qualified privilege permits someone to make a statement that would typically be considered defamatory, but because of particular circumstances, a particular statement would not be considered to be defamatory. That's usually what the media will use, qualified privilege. However, if the statement is made with actual malice, then the speaker will no longer be satisfied for qualified privilege. So she would have to do Yeah, so that's why this is what I just cannot get my head around, is if he was if it was so obvious, then why didn't they go to the police or the feds with all this information, and why hasn't he been charged criminally? Unless there is not enough evidence criminally, so they're trying to do it at a civil, which is a lower civil burden which has a lower burden of proof. But that still doesn't mean, though, that there's guilt there. And we've got the Wilkins side. I hope that they're doing a fair and balanced report on it. And if she's aligned herself with somebody that's been aligned with some shady criminal people, then I think there's, again, we get down to the malice thing, because it means that she wanted to become famous and popular so badly, she will align herself with anybody. Now, why haven't we heard Derek or James or Miranda or Shin on these cases talking about these lawsuits? They don't. They let their lawyers do the talking. Now, who was it that said anybody can sue for anything? That doesn't mean that it's true. So why everyone's suing him? Didn't we see last night that she posted something? It was in the bundles. It was in the evidence. It was in the amended statement of claim that she put getting sued is a badge of honor. We saw that last night in those documents. And she listed it. Getting sued is like a badge of honor. So if we're using the same system for Shin, then he's wearing a badge of honor, isn't he? So I'm very interested to see how this plays out, what's going to happen in the next couple of days. I know if I was 7M's lawyer, if I know that I was 7M lawyers, I would be filing stuff, just filing stuff. I'd be deposing the producers. I'd be deposing Netflix. I'd be deposing everybody. I'd be saying, you've got to now give statements, because we suspected that she had a contract. We didn't know she told us she didn't have a contract. The court told her she's got to tell us what the contract is. She's not telling us what the contract is. Oops. You need to, I don't know why my mouse isn't working. I charged it all last night. So now we need you to tell us what's going on. So that's to me where we're just trying to see if I've got it here. And she had depositions by the 19th. So that was supposed to be all in by the 19th. I can't wait to hear the excuse. I'm sorry, Your Honour, she couldn't submit those documents on time because she was waiting for the Netflix to make their announcement. Do you think that's going to wash? Do you really think that's going to go down very well with them? So let's not forget that they were asking see, they wanted to know what any followers or subscribers that they'd purchased since January 2029. They wanted to know the names of all the sources, of her sources. No short order. She does tell on herself, Michelle, you're right. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that the worst part of this cult is that they are preying on black dancers, exploiting them and making them believe that everyone is made at them because they're black? What information was provided to you to support your statement that B-Dash was a victim of the Shins and that he was used to lure Miranda? How do you do that? And we know that she's got to produce all correspondence regarding to production of any HBO documentary, any Netflix documentary, produce any and all contracts you've entered into third parties regarding 7M films. Now she was trying to say that they're doing that to try and stop her from, the subcount one's interesting. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the, I'll have to go back into here again. It might be easier to pick it up from here when we know. The order other, here we go. Because remember, she has to provide, and we did look at this last night. Oops, wrong one. Oh, no, that's not it either. I did the wrong one. Nope. That was scheduling order. Notice of hearing. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this was the one. This is the one I've got. Remember, the findings of fact here. This is the one where she says. So interrogatories 11. Let's. If I knew how to do 2 lots of screen shares, I would, because I'd like to have them up on the one screen. But anyway, I'm going to have to just flip screens here for a minute. So she wanted interrogatories. We wanted to know interrogatory 9. So let's see. Did she get interrogatories 9? Hello, Artistic Shield. No, 10, 11, 10, 12, 14, 15 she got. So I don't know that she has to do. I don't think the judge has said that they're interested. She's interested in what she bought. 11 was state the name of persons that provided information. See if I can. I don't know how I can do this. How I can do this as a multi thing. See if I can do this. I'll see if I can do this. I will. Oh, there I am. I want to share a double screen. All right, we'll have to just do that. So she's got here 11, 12, 14, 15. So 11 was state the name and contact number of each person who provided information to the defendants. 11, 12, 13, 14. State the name and address of each person regarding 7Ms, Discord messages, posts, team emails, letters. That was 12. 14, state the name and address of each person who provided information to whom the defendants and without a crystal ball shared information with. Regarding Melanie, Kelly, and Dean Wilkins, all of that. Okay, then we've got, so we did 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 34, 40, and 41. So then we've got 15. Any reporters the defendants shared information with? 16. Any third parties that they've contacted? 17. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that 7M Films and Robert Shin is involved in human trafficking? 18. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that 7M Films is a cult? 19. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that the worst part of the cult is that they're preying on black dancers? 21. What information was provided to you supporting your statement which maintains Robert Shin was instructed by God to teach young women about sex? 34. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that B- was a victim of the Shins? 40. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that the Clippers are cutting ties with 7M? And 41. What information was provided to you supporting your statement that 7M dancers are falsely married to their spouses? That is what she was compelled. That's what she's been compelled to do. All right. They were the interrogatories. And then requests for production, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16. Requests of production. We've got to go down here. Production. 11, produce any all correspondence the defendants have discussed 7M Films. 12, all correspondence discuss Robert Shin. 13, produce any correspondence where they've discussed Melanie Wilkin. 15, correspondence where they've about the Derricks. And 16, they've discussed Jane and Derek. All right, Jane. So that's that stuff. All right, plaintiffs have demonstrated the question relates to the claims and damages asserted in the lawsuit. By her own admission, Ms. Paulson has a massive social media presence and has discussed the platform on plaintiffs on several platforms. The sources and veracity of that information is relevant to many of the claims. Defendants claim that plaintiffs are not entitled to much of this information sought by plaintiffs because of journalistic privilege and or because the information qualifies as journalistic notes. The issue of whether Ms. Paulson is a journalist has not been yet presented or decided on by this court. To the extent the defendants maintain the sources of some of this information are confidential, they can use the privilege log. So they've said, go jump. Plaintiffs' request for production 17 and 18. You'll love this one. Produce any and all tax documents for Catherine Mansky Paulson from January 2020 to present. Produce any and all tax record documents for Without a Crystal Ball. 17, 18. Then we've got 19, 20, 21, 23, and 24. 19 was produce any and all contracts you've entered into with third parties regarding 7M. 20, produce any and all contracts you currently have. 21, produce with HBO. Any with Netflix and Netflix. So they got most of it looks like they got all of them except the subcount one. So there you go. So that's what she had to have done by the 19th. That's what. So some of that stuff is not related to some of that stuff's not related to so yeah, massive ginormous. So yeah, that's what she had to do. And then I think I'm trying to find theirs, but remember they put stuff in and it's not been made public. It's been kept secret. And I have a feeling her interrogatory stuff's secret. I can't find hers. Yes, they probably can, country girl. They could probably subpoena. They could definitely subpoena and get the documents that way. And I mean, the other thing is that 7M can go. We knew that. We asked for that. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it either. To get a real sub count. So, but she's trying to say that because she was working on the documentary was why she got sued. But right at the start of that video, she talked about the fact that she was helping the Wilkins, and it was whatever, she made a promise to them. What to say, I don't care, as she's flying on the bathroom floor, yeah. She's burying herself, says, better with the Irish. Playboard, I think, hasn't updated yet, but they've got, she's just done another video, apparently. Again, another Sister Wives video. There has to be sanctions, Will. There has to be. This is what I think 7M will do. They'll have to go to the court and ask for sanctions. There has to be something. Because you cannot blatantly keep going around poking the bear. So she's had 20,000 views, but look, 1.3 thousand for Sister Wives, 20,000, 66, 91, 118. Her views are going way down. Her views are going down. Yes, the other day it was 132,000 average. It's now 131,000 average. So her views are going down. The other thing that will be interesting, if they can get it, and I guess this would have to appear in the tax documents, is how much she's getting paid. Well, I mean, that would appear when you look at the contract. That would appear in the contract. That would have to appear in the contract, how much she's getting paid for it all. For her consulting, whether she was paid by the hour or whether she was paid. But definitely, there has to be sanctions. I think watch this space. And as I said, if, for example, she wins this lawsuit and it's found defamatory, how does that leave Netflix? Why would Netflix want to rely on somebody that is, and I beg a belief, why would you be consulting with somebody who's currently in an active defamation case? Yes, well, yes, Balls said that, let's see, with Balls had a correspondence yesterday. Let me find it again. She had that yesterday. That somebody had a conversation. Let me go here. Now, this was it. Her views went down. Well, her views, yeah, she lost a lot of views because of Garrison, correct? And she used the excuse of YouTube stopping people from unsubscribing people. So here, then there was a conversation. Can't wait to watch. Is this the one that Katie Joy Paulson is working on? Kind of not really. Her social media is in it just like ours. Okay, I'm glad because I love your account. Hers not so much. She posted she's a consultant, so I was wary. And someone wrote, no, that isn't her title. Oh, yes, and so according to this, she wasn't a consultant. So she's saying she's a consultant and she's going to get screen credit. And again, she's putting herself in. It is my opinion, it's not a very wise thing to do when you're in an active defamation case, myself. And this is what got Channel 10 in trouble with the court in their defamation defense, in their defamation case when Bruce Lerman sued them for defamation, was that the reporter monologue and talked about how it was a victory for all women. And the judge sanctioned the lawyer that gave the advice to the journalists, and told and also said that it was a very silly thing to do, because there was a criminal case happening at that time. And he said it was, in some ways, it was it prejudiced the criminal case. So you have to be very careful when you're in an active case, when there's active stuff going on and you're reporting on it. I'm doing all right, Angela. My ear's still blocked. If you've got ideas to unblock my ear, I'd be really, really grateful, because everything that I've tried so far is not working. I've been doing a sinus wash and everything, because I can feel it's all my sinuses all in here at the moment. So, there are also a few content creators who have just been introduced, and they are making content about her and what she's done in the past. Damage control. Correct, yeah. Hair dryer in the ear. All right, I'll have to try that. I'm getting desperate at the moment, so when you are teaching music to beginners, not being able to hear very well could actually be a blessing in disguise. Oh, by the way, I've got a job interview next Tuesday for a full-time job. So I would love to get a full-time job. I'd love to just turn up, go to work, get paid, come home. Warm cast. Oh, yeah. And know that I'm going to get paid. This having to chase up people for money is annoying. So anyway, we'll see how we go. And then I went to monthly billing, because parents are saying to me, they find it hard to pay per the term. And now I've got parents going, I don't want monthly billing. I want to be paid per term. It's like, come on. So anyway, story of my life. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about all I've got, really, because I don't really have anything else, because I just find it very, 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 very weird and bizarre at the moment that she's talking about all of this. And I really want to know what the lawyers are thinking about it, because if we are to be, what we are told that we are to believe by what we're hearing from Tabitha in court, paid in advance is the only. Oh, here we go. Somebody says here. Let's have a look at this. Was Katie Joy Paulson involved, as she's saying? She said she brought it to life. She's a consultant. I hope not. Her social media isn't it. Her social media isn't it, just like ours. More info will be released about what happened with all of that. Thanks for getting back to me. I'm sure she started a ton of drama. So there you go. Her social media isn't it just like ours. But remember, she's taken the pat on the back for this project because she, anyone defending this and accusing me and anyone else of harming these people really need to look really bad after this series comes out. This project was not done by me for profit or fame. I've spent so much on the lawsuit that there is no profit for me in this project. This project was fulfilling a promise to Kelly Wilkin to help her get her daughter back. I always keep my promises. That's what I'm saying. If that promise could be deemed as actual malice or reckless disregard for truth, or that she's taken the Wilkins truth and not the whole truth, if you know what I mean. That's where journalism plays a part. You get one side of the story, you get the other side of the story, you present both sides, and you let people make up their mind as to what's the truth. And that unless you got evidence one way or the other. Or if you are going to make it an opinion, you state that this is my opinion. Yeah. So again, there's more people saying, well, no, she's not in it. So there you go. She will go crazy if she doesn't get credit, Brenda. She will. And don't forget, she went and bought that. I don't know. Well, that's the question, isn't it? Has she put money in the project? Well, maybe she hasn't charged them for her consulting time. I mean, if she's saying that when she wasn't on screen and camera and she wasn't on social media, she was researching, then she obviously hasn't seen her family much. You got to wonder what she's paid for it. Oh, by the way, with all the talk about the US banning TikTok, our Prime Minister wants to ban Twitter or X. So it could be interesting. Apparently, the Prime Minister's cancelled his X account because we've got that big dispute at the moment between Twitter and the government. So, well, that's right. She seems to know a lot about what's coming out, which is weird. Unless she's had a preview of it, she's not privy to the edit. Well, I mean, they could have told her all of this stuff, but it could be all chopped. You can be part of something and involved in something and make it to the final editing process. So she may think that she's got all this stuff in there and then it comes out and she's not in there at all. What's to say that with all the social media stuff that's happening about it now, they don't do another edit? They'll go, we're going to remove her totally. Then what? And also, in my opinion, it would have been very stupid of her to be part of that project when the lawsuit came on without having her lawyers consulted. I'm just saying. She should have had her lawyers onto that and working to talk about what she could and couldn't do. That's just my opinion. That's just my view. And just about the social media, so it says Social Media X has refused to remove the video, so that the court has told them to remove, showing the incident. That's that thing. So this is gonna be an interesting battle to follow. Which, I mean, I saw video. I'm sick of. I saw a video yesterday that showed a high school kid getting beaten up, and it was more, for me, it was more graphic than that other video. But yeah, so X is doubling down. Looks like Elon Musk is really going to double down on that, and he's not taking it lying down. I think he said he'll pay the $700,000 a day fine. He doesn't care. I guess when that's like pocket money for you, you know. So it's very, yeah, it's definitely very interesting. So it's down to see, you have in the American Constitution about freedom of speech. We don't actually, it's not actually in our Constitution. It's implied. It's implied. So we don't have, it's not in our Constitution. Freedom of religion is in our Constitution, but we don't actually have freedom of speech in our Constitution, but it's an implied. It's in our Constitution that we have a right to a jury trial. That's some reasons why there's been such a backlog in the courts during COVID, because they were doing judge-only trials for a time period. And a lot of them were saying, well, you can't do a judge-only trial because constitutionally you have to have a jury trial for criminal. And that's why the courts are so backlog. You will see how much more violence. Australia needs a constitution that has some weight. Well, I don't know that it's the interaction of the Constitution. I think more so but I mean, I was a bit just wait and freedom of speech. Yeah, as I said, it's an implied right. It's not a written right. It's not written there as in the Constitution as you have the freedom of speech. But so I yeah. And if I can mention Bruce Lerman again, there's a lot about Bruce Lerman and Katie Joy that are very, very similar when you look at the way the fact that they're both very, like, he was very confident. I mean, remember, he escaped a criminal charge too. And then he went all the way with this, but he was the one suing, it wasn't Shin. But he got bitten badly because all of the media went for the truth defense and just hammered and hammered and hammered. Katie Joy hasn't put a proper, I don't believe she's put, other than qualified privilege. I'm a journalist. There's not been a defense. Like, if she put a truth defense in there, she could just put in all the evidence and he would probably then back away. But if she's still just saying this, and this and showing no evidence for it, then it's likely that they're going to win. And the qualified privilege defense did not work for Channel 10 and Lisa Wilkinson. So the journalistic privilege did not work. What worked was the truth defense. And often you only have to exceed in one. You can have 3 or 4 defenses, and you only have to succeed in one for it to succeed. So yeah, anyway, I need to get on with my day. I've got a few things to do. I've got parents to deal with and sort out, and invoices to issue and stuff. And I've got to shower and, get excited about my day. It's nearly lunchtime. Get excited about my day. But look, thank you for watching. Probably because she has no evidence and he's hiding behind a qualification she doesn't have. Correct. And her, as I said, this documentary could be her undoing. Look, I don't want to think about what it would do, because I then will start feeling sorry for her son. But at some, you have to, when you are like this, I just think, yeah, it's just foolish. She should have everything. Should have everything passed by her lawyer. But then, if they're not proper defamation lawyers, are they going to really know? Bruce Lerman's up to it. They reckon it's going to be up to at least $10 million of damages. And at the moment, what we've seen, 7M's looking for at least $4 to $5 million damages. So, and who knows what could come out of this documentary. I'm happy to watch the documentary with an open mind, but I'll also preface it that unless they've got the Derek side, it's a one-sided story, and it's somebody's view of the truth. But everything that we've seen at the moment submitted is 7M's version of the truth. We've seen what Katie Joyce said about them, and there's nothing in there that I've seen that she submitted that backs up any of her claims. So, yeah. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Thank you for watching. If you could do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. That would be great. Look, if you've got any questions, answer them below. I'll answer everything. If you think that I'm being mean and nasty to Katie Joy, you can say that too. I don't delete comments. I will always put them up. The only thing I ask you to do is to be mindful and respectful. If you can do that, we can disagree. As long as we're respectful to each other, then that's all that matters. And I don't care whether you agree or disagree. And remember, I'm a law student. I'm studying law. So I study law. So, I'm not a lawyer. This is just all of my opinion. I'll just preface that again. And this is not legal advice, but I can only just tell you what I would do. But if I was Katie Joy's lawyers, I'd be thanking her for the big payday that was coming my way, because I would assume there's going to be some filings. And again, we saw yesterday that there was discussion about the prospect of settlement, but the part of the settlement, from what I could see, was that she wasn't going to be able to talk about them. So, but then we know what she's done with that. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to everybody. And I will catch you again, maybe Sunday. I might be back on Tuesday, because I think, because of where I've got to work in the country on Tuesday. I usually work country on Tuesdays. Because I've got the job interview, I'm going to have to take a day off work. So might be around Tuesday before. But anyway, keep watching. Make sure you ring the bell, and then you get notified when I upload anything. And I'll catch you again next time. Bye.